Okay, these are the slides again, the PowerPoint slides, and we're on the slide that has to do with themes. Themes, as I see here on this slide, are idea threads that you use to organize the information that you found in your research. They pull various bits of information together from the different articles you've read. They help direct the reader's thoughts through this. If you just do a laundry list, Smith said this, Adam said that, Jones said something else, the reader then has to do the synthesis. You want to do that for the reader. You want to sit back, now that you've done some research, just sit back and I always tell people, find your thinking chair, which usually is a recliner or something, or maybe it's a chair in the garden or something like that, but a nice quiet, thinking chair place, and get your favorite beverage. I prefer a cup of hot tea. What you put in it is up to you, okay? All right, I say these things to amuse myself, yes I do. So I get a cup of hot tea, I sit back and I say, okay, now that I've read these 10 articles, what are the 2 or 3 big ideas that seem to jump out at me? If I were to try to tell somebody what this topic is about, what are the 2 or 3 things that I would say? Those are typically your themes. When you think about this research you've read, what are the 2 or 3 things that pop into your head? Those are typically your themes. Now for your paper, being a 10-page paper, at most you should have 3 themes. I'd say 2 or 3 themes is what you need for this paper. You need at least 2 so I can see your theming ability, but you need to have no more than 3, I think. You won't have enough room in a 10-page paper to do that. One way to help you organize your literature that you've reviewed is to use a map based upon these themes. They help you link the themes together and organize the literature. And I've given you some examples in these slides. Now, I'll warn you, these examples were done when the class required a 40 matrices and a 20-page paper with 10 sources at least. So these are quite large, okay? And yours will not be this large. Yours will be 2 or 3 themes at most, okay? Not these. Now this one, I'm going to tighten in here so you can see it. Maybe I can. Okay. You can see up here that this one is on the subject of chronic fatigue syndrome, okay? And when this person, the student, reviewed the literature, they found they wanted to do an introduction, and they used some research in their introduction. That's appropriate, and you can count your introduction as a theme if you cite several pieces of literature in it. Their first theme then after that was the enigma, or what is chronic fatigue syndrome. The next one was causes, then sleep, how it affects sleep, and then treatments. Those were the ideas that seemed to come out of the literature when they read it. What is it? What causes it? How does it affect sleep, and how do we treat it? Those were the things that seemed to come out of this person's review of literature. And notice that they've listed under each theme the articles that they're going to use, the author and the year. You need both the author and the year in case there's more than one author. Also, I want to look at the years to see where most of your research is coming from. The little asterisk denotes peer-reviewed. Notice this author has some peer-reviewed and some not. These are not peer-reviewed, these are, okay? Notice this author, this student has got stuff from websites. This is from the Center for Disease Control website, from Living Magazine, from the Mayo Clinic, from AARP. So you don't have to have all peer-reviewed articles, you don't have to have all articles. It can be stuff from other sources. You just have to make sure you have at least 5 peer-reviewed articles in your final paper. You only put in the map or in your bibliography of your paper sources that you actually cite in the paper. Don't put anything in here that you're not actually going to use. Notice this person has put that they're going to use the CDC website twice. You don't have to do that on mine. Just put the CDC website so you can see it. Now, what I did another thing to look at here before we move on is notice this person is going to use the same information in more than one theme. So, for instance, we've got Reeves here, and I think we've got Reeves in one of these others. We've got the CDC used several places. Yeah, here's Reeves over here. So you can use the same author in multiple sites. Next, I'm going to talk to you about how I grade a map. So hold on and we'll do that.